You know what? We don't need Versace for something that looks like skim milk. Hi, everybody. This is Diane Gilman, formerly known as the Queen of Jeans on QVC HSN, but now the proud host of Fashion Thursdays with Diane. Well, would there be a Fashion Thursday if we weren't doing the Golden Globes? I will say this year I had more favorites than I had hates, and there were some women who really brought it to the red carpet. And we're going to get started with my favorites. I will tell you that if I had to have one favorite for the whole evening, it would be Teyana Taylor. These designers for this brand, which was started by Elsa Schiaparelli around 1928, and she was known to buck reality and buck tradition, and everything was something new and out of the box. Very often, when a corporation buys a name like Schiaparelli that has nothing behind it anymore, but these people went back to the original roots, which was shocking, impossible, defying society, defying gravity. Oh my God. Then we go to Teyana Taylor. She knows how to fill up a dress. And when you're going to wear a dress like this is not a good girl's dress. This is a bad girl's dress. And you got to bring a lot of defiance and a lot of power and a lot of strong vibe to it. She knows how to create a mood around it. Kate Hudson loved this Armani Privé. This is sort of, to me, the essence of Armani. And this included, I don't know how many Swarovski crystals. And on top of it all, something like 150,000 silver beads, but it flowed, it moved. It was very blonde goddess. That is an awards evening dress. Amal Clooney, who I got the information as an insider, doesn't even have a stylist. It depends on her own taste to put these outfits together. Come on, people. I mean, really. Number one, she's not afraid of color. Number two, she's got a body to die for. Size 00. Number three, that is not even new. That is vintage Balmain, but she rocks it. Kylie Jenner, who was sitting with Timothy Chalamet. Ashi Studios, who made this dress. Holy moly, did they do a great job. All of those straps, which everybody was rumoring were diamonds, but I believe they're actually Swarovski crystals. And that gold body, could you get more glamorous? And honestly, people, when we're watching something like an award show, like the Golden Globes, isn't this what you're looking for? All out, unattainable, goddess-like glamour. Yeah. Okay. Got my vote. Finally, somebody my age. Helen Mirren. She is 80 years old. And this is Stella McCartney. I have bought many a Stella McCartney item. Oh, I'm actually wearing Stella McCartney. Yeah. But I think Stella McCartney is actually most adept at evening. And this is so artful. Now, the night before, the Golden Globes were the Golden Eve Awards, and Helen Mirren won the Cecil B. DeMille Award for, outstanding acting career spanning 60 years, blah, blah, blah. Tell me this woman isn't phenomenal at 80 years old. Tell me that dress is not a dream. It is draped in all the right places. And I continue, shockingly, to love pink, but this is such a pale, creamy, strawberry ice cream pink. Beautiful the way she accessorized it as well. I felt her hair was perfect with it. I just loved it. That dress could be sitting in my closet right now, and I would be happiest girl in the world. Now we're going to take a detour, and we're going to go to the worst dresses. So let me start by saying, although I picked Teyana Taylor as my number one favorite, including her marceled pixie hair in that gorgeous Schiaparelli black gown. I felt black was very inappropriate for the evening. I just feel like maybe black is not having its moment right now, unless it's unembellished and very strong. Amy Lou Wood was wearing vintage Vivienne Westwood. It is hideous. It does nothing for her. Amy, you need a new stylist. Pronto. And on top of it all, here's another secret. We like our actresses either looking fierce or smiling. But you look like you're about to burst out in tears. And frankly, if I was wearing that dress, I'd be wanting to cry too. Remember when I was just a couple of minutes ago talking about Teyana Taylor and saying you have to vibe the dress, you have to fill the dress up with emotion, purpose, and intent. She is lost in this dress, and I'll tell you what, this girl has earned herself a ton of money and a load of respect in Hollywood. She could be hiring the best consultants for fashion in the world. Who the hell is doing her red carpet wardrobe? She is lost in this dress. And it's not even pretty. And she is so thin at this point. I'm not going to use the A word, but she's teetering right on the brink of it. Black is not the color you want to put on somebody this thin. You want to put on something pastel, something flesh toned, something ethereal, something that may be a little bit expansive in front of a camera. This is a disaster. And you can see she's not feeling it. I mean, it does absolutely nothing for her. And by the way, I think between fitting and red carpet, she lost some more weight because it's not even a good fit. So sorry, Ariana. I really respect your talent, but poor choice. We're somewhere between a broken mirror. I want to pull a switch and turn the light on. What the hell is this? Seriously? And it's Louis Vuitton? Okay, I understand you want attention. You want to make an impression. And a lot of people were talking about this dress, but for what? For its ugliness? Now, I am fascinated, of course, I was in fashion forever, with the construction of this. And if you know anything about Victorian dresses, you'll know that they put on a series of starched and molded wire, hip encircling and tie at the waist kind of structures to make your waist look smaller and hold the rest of the gown out. They also did starched pillows that you put on your hips and tied at the waist to keep the gown voluminous. And that is exactly what they did here. I have to say, do you want to be wearing a shattered mirror? It's sharp, not very pretty. It's harsh. Yeah, it catches some light and it gives you attention. I am not a fan of this at all. Oh, please, please rescue me. Come on. First of all, knowing Christian Siriano, because he was on HSN when I was on HSN, this is very subdued for him. But this is not even pretty. It's not like it's a pretty dress on the wrong person. It's an unattractive dress with no good features to it on somebody who maybe should have tried on a few more dresses. I don't like it. And her makeup, my advice is use some powder. I will say something for most of the guys that were photographed for the Golden Globes night. Their skin was very shiny, so it must have been a slightly warm day in LA. For podcasters like me, this is a huge event. Amy Poehler won it. Congratulations on that. I'm so proud and so excited to see this as a viable category. But where are you going? Were you running late and you went to the gym for your Pilates class and then you had to come straight to the Golden Globes? This is not an evening dress. This is not an event-driven visual. This is, I think, very lazy, very Yeah, I don't really care. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. Okay, I get that. But be who you're going to be within the framework of the privilege of winning for the first time Best Podcast and even being at the Golden Globes. No, 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 no. Nikki Glasser, who had the most changes, 8 changes of wardrobe. Can I tell you what? Just getting into and out of these pieces, the Duchess satin, I absolutely love. I love the way it catches the light. I love that red color once again, like the Amal Clooney red. I love the nude embellished. I actually love the black and the silver gray. I think that is gorgeous. And I love the overall metallic, just the way I love the Kylie Jenner overall gold metallic. You know, black just bugged me for the evening, except in the Teyana Taylor um dress. I don't love this. I don't hate it, but I give this woman a lot of credit for going through all those changes. That is just insane. But the other thing it does, I think, is keep up the rhythm of the presentation of the evening and give you a reason to keep watching because you're always waiting for the next dress, next dress, next dress. I loved this Chanel chiffon wispy high and embellish at the shoulder dress. It was simple. It was elegant. I loved it. Bravo. Oh, come on. I loved White Lotus. I hate this look. This looks like something you would get from Fredericks of Hollywood as a sleazy lingerie look for an evening of role playing. Sorry, hated it. I loved the neckline of this black dress. I loved how simple and elegant and well fitting it was. But what I really loved was the contrast with that full length trained evening shawl, which was crushed silk, metallic, pale gold taffeta. It was that mixture of texture. This was absolutely impeccable in my eyes. Fantastic. Hated it. And I love Jason Bateman, but did not love this gown. White feathers on a black dress. I don't like black and white together right now. I loved Selena Gomez's hair. I loved her makeup. I thought from face up, she looked just beautiful. But that dress was, oh, those white feathers were a disaster. I waited for her to start clucking like a chicken. Miley, I really admire your songwriting. YSL, not my favorite ever, and I have YSL in my closet and I never go to it. But are you pretending to be a crow that's about to take off and fly away? And those big glasses, don't wear glasses and separate yourself from your public, the people that love you that way. It's so off putting. But on top of it all, that dress is like, what are we doing with that dress? Especially as a young woman. That honestly, and this is coming from an OG, an old girl, that is an OG dress, not original gangster, old girl dress. I mean, look at her pose. Look at the construction of that dress, which is done with a series of underlayers that are soaked in hardening agents, sculpted to her body. Work of art. Look at the back with the Swarovski jeweled thong. I mean, she works it from the front. She works it from the back. She looks completely comfortable in it. The jewelry is perfect. And the hair. I predict that pixie haircut is going to go around the world. It is adorable. I can't say not one bad thing, not one even mediocre thing about this. It is outstanding imagery from every point of view, front, side, back, hair, accessories, makeup, dress. Wow. This is maybe favorite ever. Now, I got so much blowback for saying I liked this. And it was like, Diane, bleh, I hated the mermaid bottom and it wasn't even the same color. Okay, time out, people. Jennifer Lopez is on the easy side of 60, but she's creeping up on 60. Come on. And she is still putting it out there. Pure sex. I loved the color on her. And personally, I liked the balance in terms of silhouette of the mermaid bottom, and I liked the color of it too, and I liked the fact that it was see-through and it was very ethereal. She put on hairstyle that did not fight the dress. If you had to have one hero piece, you were going to make it the dress itself and keep the hair and the accessories subdued. Bravo. Jennifer Lawrence. You know what? I loved it. I thought it was gorgeous. You don't see Givenchy all that much on the runway. It was obviously worked just for her body. I would just say one thing. We know you didn't win an award for the evening. Try to look a little bit happier. Look really sad. She's such a big star. Look how she carried this after recently delivering her second child. Oh my God. There's a reason why some women are screen goddesses. I love this dress. I loved it as a neutral. I loved it as its own form of print. I loved the placement of the embellishment. This was beautiful, and it had an incredible evening coat shawl that went with it, but she took it off for this photo. Looking good, girl. Okay, Amanda Siegfried. You know what? We don't need Versace for something that looks like skim milk. I didn't love it. I barely even liked it, but that was partially because of Amanda Siegfried. I don't think white is her color. Yes, I realized she had like $1 million worth of diamonds on. I didn't love her hair. I felt it should have been down and lush and sexy. I did love the wristlet shawl. I thought that was a beautiful touch, but all in all, I thought totally washed out. Versace was all about in your face, color, print, energy. And I felt this dress exuded none of that. I loved the neckline. It was done by a bridal designer, can you tell? And that could be the one downer about this. But the hemline and the way that hemline balloons, I thought the silhouette was beautiful. And I loved the plainness of it. And this girl was honestly somebody that could handle an all white dress like this. I'm going to tell you that for another OG, old girl, this was a safe choice. It was, to me, an older lady's dress, which is you've lost the game already, if that's how you're identified. Yeah, nobody's trying to keep the secret that she's older. We get it. I think she might have wanted to research different designers and getting something a little more exciting and a little less on the mature woman side. And I don't think white was really doing her any favors. White is hard to wear. And from somebody who's got white hair, I'll tell you that very tricky. It can either be really highlighting or just wash you out totally. I loved this. I loved the color of it. I loved the frothiness of it. I love the lightness of it. I love the simplicity of it, even with those layers. I just thought, what a beautiful dress to wear. It didn't fight her, it just complimented her. Yeah, this was a good one. For sure. Okay, I asked this to be put in. This was Kate Hudson from the 2025 awards because I never got a chance to comment on this dress. It is Michael Kors. It was made to order just for her. They collaborated on it together. OMG. What a fantastic dress. Just beautiful. Had to do this as an encore piece. Emma Stone. I loved her movie Begonia. It didn't win anything, and I absolutely was fascinated with that movie. Think she is a master actress, but could we have done a little bit better with Louis Vuitton? First of all, showing off your belly button. I don't know if that's the most beautiful part of your body. Certainly bravo to you. But was this a dress that really optimized you on the red carpet? I'm on the fence about the color. It was pale yellow, metallic gold, kind of. And that's good for a redhead, a pale redhead. I don't know if I was in competition for who was going to get the most accolades for the evening on what they were wearing, that this would have been my choice. All in all, I think for the evening, every single actress that was wearing Louis Vuitton, I'm either in the mediocre section or the section. Don't like. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Color. I am myself not always a big fan of color, but I love the Amal Clooney red dress. I loved this green Duchess satin. And all of these Duchess satin dresses were basically strapless, had a sweetheart neckline, were ultimately very constructed and called right back to the glamour of old Hollywood. That was a worthy evening dress. Oh, come on. Rosha, I have no idea what their personality is. This is one of those very old couture houses where somebody bought the name and what it represents. I don't know, and frankly, I don't think they know. What? You got in your SUV and drove for 60 minutes till you got to the red carpet and then just piled out? Don't you have a steamer? Don't you have an assistant who says you can't go on the red carpet that wrinkled and creased? What are those sleeves about? So you've got the wrinkles in the gown, the crinkling in the sleeves that end in what is that? Ruffles? I think this was honestly one of the most unfortunate dresses of the entire event and completely blacked out the idea that you were wearing one of my favorite jewelry houses, Bulgari. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, but you may be a great director, but you need a new stylist. How much do I hate this? Can I count the words? What color is it? Shine is your enemy unless you have literally no curves. So goodbye to this. Cruella de Vil. So black, which looks so wrong to me right now and so harsh, with pink, pale, which looks so right to me, but it's sort of canceled out by the black. The ultimate nightmare prom dress. I'm all out on this one. Do not wear mustard, and do not wear mustard Duchess satin with 5,000 ruffles. And the gloves in some other world make sense, but next to a mustard gown don't. You know, I don't think there is a skin tone that can actually handle this brown yellow color. And putting it into a ball gown like this, oh my God, it's like yards and yards of mistake and failure. This is so beautiful. I have to say, I think it's one of the most gorgeous maternity dresses I've ever seen. Maybe I'm getting gentler in my old age. I don't know, but I'm loving this pale pink, and it kind of tells me I'm going to be wearing a lot of it this year. Yeah, I'm underwhelmed. Definitely. I don't mind the color. I'd like it even to be a little bit paler blue. I think they could have done a lot better with this dress, or a lot. Like if it had been fully encrusted with pale blue silver beads, I would have loved it. It's too plain. Sarah Jessica Parker, vintage Alexander McQueen blazer, I don't think does anything for the dress. And her choice over and over again is very urban, like gray and black. That I go with. Being a New York girl myself, I truly understand it. But the dress looks very repetitive. And then here's my girl. Here's who I have to say kudos, bravo. At 80 years old, you are rocking it more than ever. And Stella McCartney, what a gorgeous job you did. Truly worthy of the Golden Eves Cecil B. DeMille Award for Career Achievement, Helen Mirren. Here we go for what I don't like, which is color, and that bright green, awful. In satin, worst of all, with pale skin, washes her out totally. Bravo on your win, but unfortunate choice of wardrobe. Hi, today we're talking about Particlar. This is a series of supplements, and let me tell you what, if you are aging with any sort of inflammation that becomes one of the biggest issues in your everyday life and swelling and joint pain. Oh, I'm on it 100%. I begun a new vitamin regime from Particular that has literally changed my life. And I feel so much better on a daily basis. Try it out with a discount using our code below. You are going to love it. My girl, she just gets it right every time. Brave choice, unbelievable fit, love, love, love. And here we go again, ending the podcast with Teyana Taylor in the dress of the evening, Schiaparelli. They sculpted this to her body. It is exciting fashion. And they sculpted it on somebody who knows how to fill up that dress with fierce attitude, the right vibe. You know, she's like an actress acting out the dress and the intent of the dress. Wanted to show her in a Vanity Fair photo shoot. This is, and she's wearing, I think, a vintage Gucci here. Just unbelievable. This woman truly gets fashion. I mean, is she an incredible addition to the fashion community? Absolutely. Oh, she is just impeccable. This post to me just says it all. She really gets it. She puts on a dress, and if she loves it, she lives it. Thank you so much. Golden Globes 2026.
Thank you so much for listening to Too Young to Be Old podcast. The episode may be over, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The Diane Gilman, or visit our website, thedianegilman.com. If you like the show, leave us a rating or a review and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And until then, don't forget, age is just a number. Together, we'll prove that we are all too young to be old.